What's up, y'all? It is currently Thursday, January 16th, and we are about to chat. We have a lot to discuss today. We're talking all about my MBA journey. I started back in September of 2023. We're currently in January of 2025. So I've done 3 semesters, and I'm on my last semester, which is absolutely incredibly... Was it all a dream? Was it all a dream? So the purpose of this video is really to reach people who are just curious about what the MBA experience is, but specifically for people who would consider themselves as type B. And I think that that's the interesting part about being who I am while getting an MBA, because I think people who are business-minded, people who are getting an MBA on the top end of the spectrum of like, this needs to go like this needs to go like that. And I'm very much like, I'm just gonna go with the current. But I think that it has also given me so much freedom to experience business in a different way and experience like the people who are in my cohort. And so I've loved that personally. And I think that if you are somebody who might be intimidated by business or by getting your MBA, I'm always say just go for it and shoot your shot. I kind of feel like it could be perceived as mediocre advice, but just go for it. Like, you only got one life, okay? Or you're unstoppable. So that's just where I am with it, y'all. So after 5 years of working in nonprofit case management, from working with homeless veterans, helping them get housing, homeless individuals and families in DC, I really love that job, but I have a lot of interest. And I find that it is extremely difficult to be a highly interested person and impulsive. So in 2023, I quit my job in nonprofit, started my MBA, and I decided to overhaul my entire career. Literally went from human development and family science studies, public policy, sociology, to business, to finance, data analytics. I jumped the spectrum, and it was quite the culture shock, but I knew that it was exactly what I needed to do next. I like to shake it up, y'all. Like, I don't like drama, but I like just like new. I need something new to occur. So I decided to get my MBA. So this is all about my journey, as told by Chrissy. So this vlog is going to be all about my week in the life as an MBA student. I'm just going to take y'all through a normal week. This semester just started yesterday. This is my last semester. I am elated to be finishing my MBA. Honestly, going into my MBA, I just feel like a totally different person than I am when I first started my MBA. I just feel brand new, all through the grace and mercy of God. I have been wanting to talk about this for the longest time because I have just been under wraps, y'all. Like, the past 3 semesters, I really didn't vlog much. I didn't really have a digital presence because I was drowning. Truly. And the master's program is just another layer of complexity because now I'm an adult. I'm actually trying to understand and like lay the bricks for my future career. But on top of that, you have real world responsibilities. But for me in particular, this was a complete overhaul of life. Nonetheless, that's something that I really had to come to terms with. And I kind of felt bad that I left my other jobs because I knew the work that I was doing was impactful. In the same breath, I feel like the sacrifice that I've made over the last 2 years could potentially be even more impactful down the line. Truthfully, I went into my MBA thinking like, okay, I want to get into marketing. I know that I want to do business because I have been a business owner for like 3 years and I absolutely loved posting on social media. I loved getting to know my community. I loved like taking the pictures. All of the marketing things is what I wanted to do. And everything else, I was like, somebody else can do that. So that's what really led me to get my MBA, from having that entrepreneurial experience. But the MBA is like the real world, like stocks, finance, economics, accounting. I knew what I was getting myself into, but in the same breath, living it is a totally different experience. I feel like now I'm super thankful because I have the perspective of nonprofit social justice, but also the understanding of the business world and like how the world really operates. And that might sound crazy coming from an MBA student, because when we think about MBA students, it's like very buttoned up, navy blue, Wall Street. That's what MBA feels like to me. But for me, you know, as I mentioned, I'm a type B person and I love to just live and I don't take myself too seriously. Trying to navigate my way in the MBA world has been interesting because it's not really a world that I fit in perfectly. I really have to kind of maneuver and figure out, okay, where do I fit? Or, you know, just kind of make my own lane. But for me, I love that. I love being challenged and having to figure out how to make the pieces work.
How you doing? How may I help you?
Hello. Can I have a pistachio latte, the tall size, please?
Okay.
And can I have it with skim milk? I love pulling up to the drive-thru and you can see the other person's order because it's like I can be nosy and see what everybody else ordering. Hello. 6:30. Okay. No worries. Thank you so much. You too. So I got my little pistachio latte. It truly does not have like a strong taste at all. I wanted it to taste like pistachios, but can't always get what we want. Getting my MBA felt like a wild card because 2 years prior, I had applied to get an MSW and a double major in conflict analysis and resolution. I was accepted, but I decided not to because it just didn't feel like the right time. But going from that to applying for an MBA, being accepted, even getting a scholarship, it just felt like this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I really wrestled with the idea of leaving. I felt like there's a lot of people out there who really appreciate having a case manager, actually wants to hear their story, tuned in to what's going on with them, and very intentional about wanting to help. I think that there are a lot of great case managers, but there are also a ton who are there to clock the hours. I think that's true in a lot of jobs, but particularly in case management, it's just so human focused. It requires so much of your empathy that it's hard to imagine that there's people there who kind of just want to get the check. So with me leaving, I feel like, dang, I'm really leaving people. All that being said, that's something that I've really wrestled with this entire journey. The thing in terms of switching careers that I really had to think about was the business world and then the nonprofit world. Ideally, they should work together because living at the far end of either spectrum could be detrimental. Have a good balance between, I understand this is profits and da-da-da, but there's also people. So we need to make sure that it's never people over profit. You know, like I said, in a perfect world, that would be the situation, but nonprofit world, there's a lack of resources. In business, there is an abundance of resources and people always are wanting more and always wanting to optimize. I don't really know where to go with that, but that's just something that I have noticed that I picked up on. And that was kind of a culture shock to me, just seeing the stark contrast between the two worlds. So bringing it back to the initial point of why I switched careers is because of my entrepreneurial experience. I always knew that I wanted to do my own thing. I've known that since high school, but I never knew exactly how I wanted that to look. Now in 2020, I started a business and I absolutely loved it. And so that led me to apply for my MBA. So that's why I switched careers. I also felt like my personal career journey was just very stagnated. The roles that I had in terms of case management, and because I am somebody who really values growing and just trying to be the best person that I can be, that led me to want to find different avenues to experience life. And in terms of career, I really don't know where that's going to land me yet. And that kind of leads into the next question of what is my current career path? I don't know career-wise where I'm going to end up, to be honest. But I trust that all of my experiences are going to lead me to where I need to be. And I know for some people that's just like, what? That doesn't make sense. Like, I need a plan. But I have never been the type who really cares to have a plan. Like, I'm cool just trusting God, going with the flow. So I really am fine with just like, hey, I don't know what I'm doing now, but I know something's going to happen. It always works out. So I'm not worried about it at all. But I am looking forward to finding out, like, okay, God, where are we gonna land? This past summer, I did an internship in LA. I worked for a professional haircut company. I was on the go-to-marketing team, focused on visual merchandising, which is like, imagine you're going inside of Ulta or Sephora and you see the cardboard displays, or like you first walk into Ulta and there's like a new product on sale. You'll see the display. That's one of the things that I focused on in my internship, which of course I absolutely love that part. But there was also a lot of pricing analysis and competitive analysis. Competitive analysis I enjoy because that focuses on like seeing what the competitors are doing. And that's just a matter of looking, observing. But pricing analysis is much more of like calculating numbers in Excel. And that's something that I have much less experience with. Being somebody who has a nonprofit background, I was much more focused on just like human interactions and soft skills. So for me, my internship was something that I can really see will shape my future. I feel like that was the beginning of my marketing career, and it taught me so much. My supervisor, she has so much experience and I learned a lot from her. I was able to gain a mentor while I was at that company, and I also just met a lot of people. And I was on my own for 3 months, living by myself, which I've never done before, in a whole new city. It was the experience of a lifetime. So in terms of my current career path, we are trusting God, truly. We're trusting God because he knows better what I want to do than I know for myself, how I can merge my nonprofit and my business experiences. And I'm figuring it out. You know, I'm still figuring it out. So So anyway, my experience with my MBA so far. So one of my favorite experiences was called CAP. That stands for Consulting Abroad Program. So this is a 2-week program where you go abroad to a different country. Second semester at GW, we did a consultant abroad program where we went to Dubai and actually consulted for a brand, for a company out there. My team consulted for a luxury diamond company, and we specifically worked on like the lab grown diamond sector. So it was super interesting. And we actually prepared to go to the country for the entire semester. So from January to May, we were preparing to solve a problem that they presented us with, which was like pricing for lab-grown diamonds, understanding how to basically get the word out that lab-grown diamonds are in the Middle East. How can we utilize influencers to make sure that people feel connected to the cause of lab-grown diamonds and understand exactly what they are? So there was a lot of factors, but I truly enjoyed working with the team to figure out how to solve the problems. So once we came up with all of our solutions, we went to the country and we presented everything to the executive team. I would say in total there's probably about 35 to 50 people in the room when we did our presentation. And to me, I didn't feel nervous. I just felt like this is amazing that we can like go from beginning to end. As a business student, consulting is one of the jobs that is talked about a lot, because when you get your master's in business administration, you take classes that are among a broad like business spectrum. So it's literally understanding the business as a whole. Consulting is also one of those things that like if you understand business as a whole, then you can consult because you just get it, you know? So we were able to do that, and I think that that was a super vital understanding of like, okay, this is what business is in the real world. And that's one of the reasons why I chose GW, because of that consulting abroad experience, and I would highly recommend it. It's extremely tough, but it is so worth it. I'm on campus, y'all. It's currently 4:12, so I have 15 minutes to get to class. Alright, y'all, just leaving campus. My class just ended. So that class is from 7:10 to 9:40, but he let us out a little early today. No, wait, what time is it? No, that class is from 4:30 to 7:10. So he let us out a little early. It's like 6:20 right now. It's still the first week of classes, so I can still decide whether or not I want to keep that class. And that's one of the classes that might be on the chopping block. The class is called Architecture of Online Marketing. And it seems like interesting content, but I don't know. There's just a lot of factors to consider. Like, is there another class that I'd rather take in place of that? Like, you know, professor. Like, nothing against the professor, but there's a lot to consider. So I may or may not keep that class. We'll see. But yeah, now we're headed home. As far as today's class, what we can expect to learn is like how to build a website, SEO, UX, as well as how data is tracked through our websites and stuff like that, which I don't know if I want to dedicate a class to that. So I'm already kind of hip to that type of stuff. That's why I'm kind of like, do I want to take a class? But I also don't want to miss out on new information potentially. So that's kind of my hiccup right now. I have been looking at GW's site to see if there's any other classes I might want to register for, and I really don't see anything. I have my 5 classes right now that might go down to 4 classes, so we'll see. But that is it for tonight. I don't have any like big assignments or anything due yet. I just have to do a few readings, look over the syllabus. So the first year of my MBA, we could not drop classes because they were all core classes, and we were like pre-enrolled for those classes. We didn't have to actually register. But in the second year, we have free reign to register for anything that we want. Because of that, this semester I'm also taking a sociology class. That class is tomorrow. What's up, y'all? Today's Wednesday. Is the next day. I'm headed to class. I have class at 5:10. Right now it's probably like 5:10 because there was so much traffic due to the inauguration being next week. So I'm gonna be going to class a little late, which I hate. I don't like walking into class late, but it is what it is. Today's outfit, we're doing athleisure once again in this huge coat because it's freezing outside. But yeah, that's it. The class I'm about to go to is called, it's my sociology class. It's Punishment, Prison, and Power. So I'm excited. All right, see you later. Bye. Okay, so the next question is, why didn't I vlog the first 3 semesters of my MBA? So I did vlog, but I did not vlog as much as I intended to. I really wanted to almost make this like not a series, but just like a weekly thing of I take y'all through my life every week, and so you can really see how the MBA journey is progressing. But this MBA, it knocked me out and it kept punching. You know, that kind of brings me to a point that I made previously about like why I switched careers, because I felt like I was getting stagnant in my nonprofit career. The fact that I made such a big jump from one thing to another kind of shows like how much I enjoy challenging myself. I was not worried about what I was getting myself into because I kind of felt like either way I'm going to make it out alive by the grace of God. But I specifically remember data analytics and accounting because they were strictly numbers focused. And I was like, yo, what did I sign up for? What is occurring? I pulled from my resources. Like, I need help. I'm not afraid to ask for help. Like, I think that's what other humans are here for. My ego is this big, okay? I need help. So yeah, I was really able to pull from, you know, other people who already have been in this world and understand what these things were. So yeah, I mean, that's been my experience so far as a type B person who switched from nonprofit to an MBA, and I've enjoyed it. Like, I know I'm gonna look back on this time in my life and be like, God, what did we do? How? But he has brought me through every single day, every single second and minute. He's been so gracious and kind to me and has just like wrapped his arms around me. That's the only reason why I made it this far. By no merit of my own, because I am weak. By the grace of God, he has brought me so far. So that's been my journey, y'all. If you are interested in getting your MBA, please say something in the comments. Like, let's talk about it, because I love to just have a conversation about what you're looking forward to for your potential journey and how I can help from what I've experienced. Let's continue the conversation in the comments, and I will see y'all in my next video, Lord willing. All right, y'all. Peace.